In this video, we will explore the operation of the Edwards ESD4 fire alarm evacuation panel used at the TFC George H.W. Bush Building, Barbara Jordan Building, and its garage. The ESD4 panel is designed to provide a quick and efficient response to fire alarms, ensuring the safety of both the public and first responders. Let's begin by discussing the primary features of the ESD4 panel. The panel has a user-friendly interface, including a large LCD display, intuitive navigation buttons, and LED indicators. These features make it easy for first responders to quickly assess the situation and take appropriate action. Now, let's walk through the process of operating the panel during an emergency. First, the panel will display the location of the activated fire alarm. This information is crucial for first responders to quickly identify the source of the fire and begin the evacuation process. Let's take a look at the main display and its control buttons.
The ESD4 LCD screen displays 8 events without scrolling. In addition to touchscreen capability, the display assembly includes 4 dedicated easy access buttons for main control functions. The interface is comprised of the following. System status LED indicators. System status LEDs display is steady to indicate an alarm or trouble event in the list. A CPU processor failure, or the power status for the control unit. Alarm LED serves as a common alarm event indicator. A steady LED indicates there is an event in the alarm list that has not been reviewed. An off LED indicates that all events in the list have been acknowledged. Trouble LED serves as a common trouble event indicator. A steady LED indicates there is an event in the list that has not been reviewed. An off LED indicates that all events in the list have been acknowledged. CPU fail LED indicates the CPU has detected a processor failure. Processor failures must be reset manually using the reset button. A steady LED indicates the CPU fail pseudo point is active. An off LED indicates that CPU communications have been restored. Power on LED indicates the power status for the control unit. LCD touch screen. The resistive touchscreen display provides information relevant to the current condition of the control unit, as well as operator. The LCD screen on the user interface provides information relevant to the current functional condition of the control unit. There are 2 screen modes. System normal means that the control unit is in the normal state. In this state, the LCD screen is clear of any event messages. Only the time, date, custom banner and graphic, and action bar display. System off normal means the control unit has changed to the alarm, trouble, supervisory, monitor, disabled, or test state. In this state, the screen displays event messages with details about what is happening in the system. System off normal means the control unit has changed to the alarm, trouble, supervisory, monitor, disabled, test state, or drill state. In this state, the screen displays event messages. The interactive event message screen provides details about what is happening in the system. The screen displays the 8 most recent highest priority events at one time. The LCD screen also provides list buttons, action buttons, and command buttons that let you operate the control unit, configure various unit settings, as well as view system information and event activity. Event indicators. The event counters display the number of events in the event queue. A star designates that there are unacknowledged or new events since the panel was last silenced. The list bar contains buttons for selecting which event messages you want to display on the screen. The event queues on the list bar display in order of priority based on programming and market settings. The list bar is only available when the system is off normal screen. The LCD displays up to 4 list buttons at a time. Tap the left or right scroll button to view the other list buttons. Up to 10 lists may be available based on your control unit configuration and market setting. List buttons include call and control requests, alarm, emergency, supervisory, building, disable, trouble, ground, and other. Icons. The user interface uses several icons, some of which act as operator controls. This table provides descriptions of the icons that you may see. The action bar contains buttons for selecting system commands and changing administrative settings. Tapping action buttons opens system information and interactive screens, and command buttons that are used to apply system operations. The action bar is available whether the system is normal or off normal. The LCD displays up to 4 action buttons at a time. Tap the left or right scroll button to view the other action buttons. Action buttons include System Info, Project Tree, Sign In, Holidays, Users Request Control. The list bar allow you to select each event queue button to see the event messages. Operator controls. These common controls can be reprogrammed using the configuration utility. Panel Silence. This configurable button is programmed by default as Panel Silence. For US local and Canadian local systems, pressing the Panel Silence button turns the operator alert signal off and acknowledges all events have been reviewed. The Panel Silence LED, when lit, indicates the control unit is in an off-normal condition and the unit has been placed in Panel Silence mode. Fire Drill. This configurable button is programmed by default as Fire Drill. Pressing the Fire Drill button activates the system drill response. All audible and visible notification appliances are turned on. The LED, when lit, indicates that the command function is active. Pressing the button a second time cancels the drill state. Alarm Silence. This non-configurable button is programmed as Alarm Silence. Pressing the Alarm Silence button turns off evac and alert channels, and all active audible and visible notification appliance circuits. Pushing the button a second time turns the notification appliance circuits back on. This button may be used to cancel the drill signal. The Alarm Silence LED, when lit, indicates that the active notification appliance circuits have been silenced. Reset. This non-configurable button is programmed as Reset. Pressing the Reset button activates the system's reset sequence to restore the system to normal. The Reset LED. Fast flashing green during the smoke power down phase. Slow flashing green during the restart phase. On steady during the restoral phase. Off when the system is not in reset process notes. The Reset button is disabled as long as the Alarm Silence inhibit timer is running. The Reset button does not affect disabled points or manually overridden functions.
Nothing connects with building occupants better than spoken words. ESD4 microphones, along with their controllers, are used to create notification control areas that can contain one or more command centers. ESD4 allows both mass notification and emergency communications to be addressed, delivering live paging and pre-recorded messaging where needed. Let's take a look at the ESD4 microphone.
ESD4 microphones and telephone handsets, along with their controllers, are used to create notification control areas containing one or more command centers. ESD4 allows both mass notification and emergency communications to be addressed, delivering live paging and pre-recorded messaging where needed. ESD4 supports configurations with Central Control Stations, Autonomous Control Units, Local Operations Consoles. The 4 mic can be used for general alarm paging. Where no zoning is needed, simply pick up the microphone, press push to talk, and make the page to the entire system. When zoning or specific messaging operations are needed, use an LED switch module or horizontal color touchscreen interface. The 4 mic incorporates indicators that show the following: ready to page and microphone audio level. Ready to page LED flashes during pre-announcement message, steady when ready to page. Paging volume indicator represents the signal level from the microphone input. To make a live voice announcement, 1. Remove the microphone from its hook and press the areas to receive the page. All call. Broadcast all areas whether or not they are sounding a signal. All call minus. Broadcast areas not currently sounding the evacuation signal or the alert signal. Evac, the broadcast areas currently sounding TNE evacuation signal. Alert broadcast areas configured to areas currently sounding the alert signal. 2. Press and hold the microphone push to talk switch. The ready to page LED flashes. When the LED is on steady, begin the announcement. Adjust your voice level so that the red LED on the paging volume meter does not illuminate. 3. Release the PTT switch when the announcement is finished and return the microphone to its hook.
The ESD4 panel is an automatic fire evacuation panel, meaning it will identify the source of a fire event and broadcast an evacuation message in the appropriate areas. During a fire alarm event, the evacuation message will not play throughout the building. Let's watch a short video from a DC newscast that explains why.
Building fires have been in the news a lot recently. Just this week, an apartment fire displaced 7 people, and February's Silver Spring blaze that killed a woman is still on people's minds. A concerned viewer reached out asking about DC fire alarm policy. She wanted to know if it's true that in high-rise buildings, fire alarms only have to sound on some floors, but not others. Let's verify. Our sources are DC Fire, the Building Code, and the National Fire Protection Organization. According to a spokesperson for DC Fire, this claim is true. Code only requires that 3 floors sound the fire alarm in many high-rise buildings, the floor where the alarm is pulled and the floors directly above and below. Now that rule applies to buildings with a, quote, high level of fire protective measures. Limiting the alarm might seem like a bad idea, but DC Fire says it actually helps keep people safe. The goal of the fire alarm is to get people out of harm's way, and the people most at risk are those near the fire. Limiting alarms to the 3 highest risk floors means stairways are as clear as possible. That lets people near the fire evacuate faster rather than getting stuck in a crowded staircase. The policy also gives firefighters time to take control of the situation. Stairs are important for evacuation, but also for first responders who need to access the fire. Fire teams regularly designate certain staircases for evacuation and others for attacking the fire. It helps keep people safe and organized. Now, there's one big caveat. This rule only applies to buildings with up-to-date fire suppression systems. Some buildings with older systems will sound alarms on every floor. Have a question you want verified? Send us an email.
In addition to the evacuation process, the ESD4 panel also allows first responders to monitor the status of the fire alarm system. The panel displays real-time information about the current state of the system, including any faults or troubles that may be present. This information is vital for first responders to make informed decisions during an emergency. Let's review what we learned about the ESD4 panel by seeing how the ESD4 panel operates in a few scenarios.
Learning scenarios. Panel silence. Press the panel silence button to turn the operator alert signal off and acknowledge all events. In this scenario, the panel is beeping due to a supervisory event. An active gate valve tamper switch was closed by a sprinkler contractor. Silence the panel to acknowledge this supervisory event. The panel silence yellow LED is on steady, indicating the control unit is in an off-normal condition, and has been placed in panel silence mode. Now determine the location of this tamper valve by viewing the details of this event. The device details of this event include the path to the device. With this information, contact the appropriate contractor to correct the situation. If the device is non-latching, once the valve is open, the system returns to normal. The LED turns off and the system is in a normal state. Alarm silence. Press the alarm silence to turn off all active, audible, and visible devices. In this scenario, the panel is in alarm. To confirm an actual event, a runner is sent to investigate. The runner reports there is no fire. Since there is apparently no reason for the alarm, press alarm silence to suspend the audible and visual notifications. Audible and visual notifications are stopped. The runner calls back saying there is a fire. Press alarm silence a second time to reactivate the notifications. This resounds the evacuation if the panel has not reset. If another device goes into alarm, the notifications will resound. Reset. In this scenario, reset the panel to normal operation after an incident has occurred. Press reset to return the control unit to normal operation provided there are no active initiating devices, smoke detectors, manual pull stations, control unit switches, etc. Make sure all initiating devices are restored to normal before resetting the control unit. After pressing reset, the panel indicates an alarm from a smoke detector. However, the evacuation message did not resound. An investigation determines smoke has not cleared the area. Open the doors and windows to allow smoke to clear and reset the panel. The reset LED flashes at different intervals while the control unit is resetting and then turns off. The panel has been successfully reset.
In conclusion, the Edwards ESD4 fire alarm evacuation panel is an essential tool for first responders, offering a user-friendly interface and advanced features to ensure a quick and efficient response to fire alarms. By understanding how to operate the panel, first responders can help save lives and protect property during an emergency.